Welcome to Real Money Talks. Real strategies from the moneymakers and the world changers that you can use to make millions, keep those millions, multiply your wealth, and build your team. Here's your host, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View, Loral Langemeier.
I love that. Somebody said, oh, hi, Kamal. How are you? It's awesome. Thank you. Look at that. And we are going to have so much fun. And like Kamal knows, he's jumped all the way to what's called head of the table, which is working with me, because he knows that I know all these little ninja tricks in being an author, and he's worked with Bob Proctor. I've worked with Bob Proctor. I know how to supercharge him past 6 figures to 7 figures because I've already done it. I've done it for a lot of people, and there's a lot of glue. I always say, what people say, what do you do that's different? I said, I'm like glue and grit. I'm all the little things. Like I was at Georgia Southern teaching some of the men, and I said, do you have your own credit cards? I mean, that's a huge issue of having bad credit or having your own credit cards. And they said, yeah, I got mom and dad's. No, that helps mom and dad's credit. That doesn't help your credit. If you're 18, you need your own company, get your own business. It could just be a little side hustle, do personal training. That's what I did. It was my first company, was personal training. But here's another little tiny mistake that no one's going to tell you about, and you're not going to find on the bathroom wall called the internet. Parents were paying the kids' credit card. So it was in the kid's name. They had a credit card, but the parents were paying. Still doesn't work. The financial system watches the whole model. So the parent should be paying the kid which ideally is working for their company. So you pay the kid pays his own credit card bill, increases their own credit. So there's little tiny things that are so relevant as you get into this. So yes, we're talking about the big 10 steps. In between, there's a lot of little stuff that you aren't just gonna go find out on the internet that's gonna give you the detail, like even applying for a credit card. If you do an application wrong, you could drop 60 to 80 points just like that. If you spread out getting cards too long versus like our opinion is get 5 to 6 cards like right away, all in the same time period, so they don't pull hard credit on you right away. So anyway, just wanted to share. I know lots of those things. Number 9 is huge, asset allocation. As you make your money, where are you going to invest it? So what's interesting is out in the world, there's always been stock trading and all of those things. There's been real estate trading. There's been some Forex and now some crypto. Those are pretty known assets. But what about the other ones? Where do you learn about gas and oil, right? Well, in 1999, I was a double millionaire, real estate and gas and oil. How did I learn about it? I just kind of happenstance into gas and oil, quite frankly, because I worked for Chevron. So a bunch of us all left together around the same time, 1996. There was a merger with Texaco back in the day. So a lot of us left. I was friends with a lot of the engineers. We worked out together, we mountain biked together, and they're like, let's go buy our own gas and oil well. I'm like, all right, well, that's odd. And so we each put 100,000 in, lost it. That was fabulous. Oh, let's go again. That time we each put between 50 and 100 in. Lost it. All right, well, third time's got to be a charm. How about we put money across several wells? So we're not buying one, and we call it the one night stand loss because you would lose all of it if the well didn't hit. So why don't we put it across several wells, buy a package of wells instead of one, so in case one doesn't hit, the other 2 can make up for it. Still since 1996, I am paid. Now that well's drying up, but that's a long time ago. It's 2022, and I'm still being paid on that well from 1996. It's a small amount, but in the beginning, it was $9,000 and went as high as $16,000 a month on a $100,000 investment. Now it's down to a couple $100, and the well will dry up, and it was a good run. But how do you learn about that? Right? Somebody who has experience, I would hope. I'm actually working through another new client, James, who's out there, with a mineral rights person. In fact, I just bought some water rights. How do you know about it? You got to hang out with us. You got to spend time with us. You have no idea how a lot of this works. I'm in the marijuana space. Why? More curious than anything, and honestly, I think the opiate addiction is an insane run. The pharmacists get all the money. I think medical marijuana is where we need to head for very specific treatments, and there's lots of that. So how do I know about it? I surround myself with experts, just like I'm asking you to do. So asset allocation does not need to be stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Now, we're in a recession. Welcome to the news. We have been in a recession. We've had 2 quarters of downturn. It's really, really critical that you now get in a position to do these steps, and opportunities are going to be everywhere. right? We're on the heels. I always say we're on the heels of the pandemic, and not the rumblings. We're in a recession. It's been the media won't officially announce it. Some do, some are not. We are technically. So what does that mean to you, right? There's going to be huge opportunities. So where do you find them? You have to hang out with people that do deals. It's sort of like in very simple terms, the red car syndrome. You say, hey, how many red cars did you see today? Well, yeah, I haven't seen any because it's not in your thinking. So asset allocation is not in your thinking because you're not making enough money to invest. And back to number one, you're in the wrong pattern of make spend, and you're buying a lifestyle instead of assets. I want you to start looking for assets. I want you to start being around people who do deals. People who do deals find deals all the time. Right? There's just a flow of deals that always happen. And they're always around us. Kevin Harrington, some of the sharks, they say, oh, it's only for the elite. No, it's you. You're so head down worried about the little tiny things in your life that I shouldn't say don't matter, but you're concerned, your energy is about the wrong thing. You need to shift and say, what do I want? Right? What do I want and what do I get? So let's go to number 10, which is the most essential, is your team. There are very few people who live and breathe in the alternatives. It's been fun to have my son and I have gotten so close over the last, especially a couple of years of him leaving Georgia Southern. He's still there. He's got his fifth year. He's in his MAC right now, which is a Master's of Accounting, playing his fifth year of football. Then we'll go on to, we'll see where he goes on to and become a CPA. And it's interesting because he had an accounting and finance degree and said, Mom, I'm still not taught like this, say this practical application of being an entrepreneur, living corporate life. Like there's no such thing. I made those terms up because I didn't know how to have you get it, that if you don't have a company, you don't get all these legal deductions. You get a few if you have a little sole proprietorship, but you also have everything at risk at a sole proprietor level. So again, how did I think about the team and learn about the team? It was the Rich Dad Poor Dad team, all right? They were the first ones that I saw put a team of very diverse experts together to work together on I shouldn't say on your behalf because that's not how that was structured. It was just showing people there's all these diverse experts. So when I left in 2001, I said, I'm going to be the glue of those experts. So I'm going to be the educator. I'm going to be the advocate. I'm going to teach. I'm going to educate. I'm not going to give you advice, but boy, am I surrounded by amazing third-party companies. They have phenomenal advice. And they're the best in class in taxes, in bookkeeping, in self-directed IRAs. What did I do in the marijuana space? I kind of navigated to find the best in class. What do I do if I want to find a new asset? Cryptocurrency. I went back to Kelly, who owns iFlip, and actually put together some smart folios. So I've assembled an amazing team that you can just tap into by hanging out with us. And I would encourage you to hang out a lot with us. So before I wrap, is there any questions? I can keep talking. I'm just kind of looking at time here. So go ahead and just read off the questions to me. Is that probably the easiest thing to do? Where can we find out about setting websites for pre-orders? I love that question. So what I want you to do is call our office. I think call our office, email Molly, get on Steve's calendar, and we will set up literally your page. Will be my page. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Make Your Kids Millionaires pre-order page. And believe me, it has several variations. So we're giving you the finale, the big one that made the bestseller, right? And so we're going to give you the format, the responders, how do you lay it out? What is we'll give you like a little blueprint. We're still making this one up because we don't have it ready to deliver to you yet. But what's the social blueprint that you have to do along with it? So what do you post out in social and how to have people come to your website to pre-order your book? So yes, we have actually sold this. I have calls tomorrow. I personally have calls tomorrow with some people who have referred me. Who said, oh my gosh, I know so many people. So you might be working with an expert on how to write your book. I'm going to teach you how to monetize your book. I can promise you we are going to get money out of the book. And then how do you do upsell, downsells? How do you do all of that? And then honestly, you'll keep talking to us. We'll just do your marketing and do your database and all that stuff for you. Why we got in that business this year is because it's difficult. It costs just a minimum software stack. If you went out to the general public, is going to start at $5,000. If not, like what I'm going to give you just to do what I'm sharing here, will start at $10,000 to $15,000. You're going to get it for as low as $6,000 and $7,000. So it depends on what you want. But again, you're all different. So I think, to the first question that was asked, what's different about us? We meet you where you are, and we take you where you want to go. It's not my goals for you, it's your goals for you and your family. So what do you want? You got to be honest with these first few steps. Where are you? What pattern did you kind of do? I don't need the story. The backstory is interesting. I have this saying, it's called, so what, now what? So what? You screwed it all up. Hell, most of the world has. So what do you want to do about it now? Let's get in order. Please go get the Millionaire Maker. So here's what's going to happen. Get this book first because there's a Gen W ticket in it. Those Gen W tickets are going to go on sale shortly, and we're going to pull it out of this $36 book order. It's actually $35.95. When you buy the book, I'm going to get you a Gen W ticket and a whole bunch of other goodies. And then from there, you will have an opportunity to get this book at a super, super discount, the rest of my Millionaire Maker books. And let's just begin. But get the books. For those of you that are overseas, it's probably easier, even though you probably want my little autograph, to get it on Amazon and just get an ebook copy, an audio copy. If you really want it, an autograph copy, put it through the store. Let us know that you want it. I'll autograph it. We'll ship it. It's just going to take a little minute with the supply chain and all the problems going on. But go grab the audiobook, grab an ebook, and get started. There's no excuses. The one thing I don't want to end on, but I just want to share with you. The 10 steps to becoming a millionaire in 5 years. This is designed for 3 to 5 year millionaires. During the pandemic, I had over a dozen millionaires that did it in 12 to 18 months. It is not difficult. We had a crypto run, we had a stock market run, we had a real estate run. There were so many ways that people became millionaires, direct sales. It doesn't matter what the thing is, it's the system that I laid out in these 10 steps that are going to get you there. And, we're going to negotiate. You're going to say, I want to do it my way. It's like, well, how'd that work for you? Little Dr. Phil there. So we've done it. We've done it for decades, and we plan to continue to do it. And if you actually go out and you go, find some negative stuff about me, well, it's the bathroom wall. I would invite any of those negative people to call me and say, this happened or this happened or this happened, because all of you, as you become successful, are going to have to deal with this bathroom wall called the internet, where anybody can write anything about you. It's so exciting. If you've enjoyed this, though, I'm actually going to send you back to one last link. It's a review page. If you do an askloral.com/review Loral, let me know how you liked it. That helps me. It helps you. I'll give you one back once you set up your pages like that. And this is a relationship both ways. An economy is a flow of money. It's not a one-directional flow. Most of the things, actually, somebody asked me today, do you promote other people's stuff? And I said, well, I look to my clients first, because if they have it, I'd rather promote my clients and make them extra successful than go outside to folks that I don't know and that I might not be living these 10 steps. Any other questions? Do I have a team to help guide you acquire living trust? Absolutely. And is our business safe for the family left behind? So we'll unpack that a little bit. So you need the entity during your life. So the minute you get, I believe, that you decide you want to do a cash machine of business, you incorporate it. And I have an amazing team that you'll do a whole consult. If you go to the, like I call them the 99 cent, they're really $99. You can get them on the .coms. By the time you get all of the documents and all the support you really need, you're at $1,700. You still haven't talked to anybody. And if you want to hire a lawyer from one of those .coms, .zoom.coms, so I won't say all the words, you're $1,700 plus $250 to $500 for a lawyer to even talk to. And you may not get the same lawyer twice because they're just on call. Unlike a team where you get the same consistent help, same consistent philosophy. Again, like my son Logan said, Mom, what we learned in finance is, what you do is you live in the alternatives. You educate in the alternatives, not just the stock market, which is where so many people, and I'm not saying you can't go there. Kyle became a millionaire. He's an amazing trader. He has done phenomenal in the stock market. But is that really only the place you're going to park your money? Or are you going to start leaning in and learning about it? So yes, once you have an entity, the entity is funded into the trust. Your mortgages and everything you own is funded into the trust. So when you pass, your trust will give the narrative to the family on what it takes to then continue generational wealth. So generational wealth statistically ends in 2.3 generations, which means my kids' kids would blow it. So, we've already started those conversations. What do they need to do to create financially and business literate kids so a trust and a generational wealth move does not get blown? The Roosevelt family has done it the best. The Rockefeller family has done it the best. And the Roosevelt family did it okay. Vanderbilt family, not so much. The original 7 families that went to Jekyll Island and actually built this system, it's not broke, it's built this way. Half of them did well. And half of them, they all broke up because the kids didn't have the lineage of the education and the requirement So I'm not about raising bratty kids. I'm about raising really smart, contributing kids. And I hope you are too, if you're out there being parents. And if you're watching this and you're a younger person, lean up to your parents and say, you need to start watching Loral's YouTube channel, like today. So yeah, we can help you. And we have an amazing team that can help you with the trust. A will is not enough. It will not, you'll go to probate, and then 50%, 50%, depending on your state, you're going to be given to the state that you live in. So that was great that you built $1 million to give 400 to the state, because all you had is a will, not a trust. And I have wealthy families that have been misled by just poor, I'm gonna say, lawyers and accountants. It's not true. You gotta have a trust to avoid probate. So yes, how you do that and how you legally do that, have a whole team, phenomenal team. And lawyer teams now that we've navigated across the country and specifically Canada and Australia. Any other questions? I'm looking to the side to make it. How have traders who trade futures? So again, trading options and futures, and even if you go to like Forex or even crypto, all those need to be inside of a company. Right? Because you need to protect the rest of your assets and the downside of that. So a lot of our folks who do that, they'll set up a company. Again, that company's held in trust. Typically, you're going to put a little more of a business inside of it. The one thing I would be careful of, I've talked to a few people just recently on some other live broadcasts, and they said, well, I want to educate people on what I do. You better stay in the education space, because if you start giving futures and options advice, you now need a securities license. So there's a big line that you got to watch for that. But absolutely, you take that money and start diversifying across other asset classes. And that, again, number 9, your asset allocation is critical. So in my Wealth Cycle book, I talk about due diligence, money rules. How do you actually look at risk analysis? How do you look at an asset? Because most of you haven't been trained to do it. Right? The only reason I know how to look at a business is I've been trained. Like, I do the same thing I'm asking you to do. I got mentors my whole journey. I still have mentors. Right now, they're economists, right? Because we're in a recession. Like, I need their really truthful advice to help guide me to be out here with you. More questions? How fun. Sorry, I didn't know you were on till now. How do you hang out with you? Well, you call our office and say, I want to hang out with you. Actually, faster than that, for right now, what I want you to do is go to askloral.com. I just started this cool membership. It's called askloral.com. It's only $17 a month. You have a phone number, 775. It's a Northern Nevada number. And you get that phone number. And twice a month, we come live and we interact. We ask questions. And if you are chosen to come live, and if you really want to come live, you got to call our office. So between Steve, Molly, Andrew, our team there, they'll help you set up the questions. But 24/7, if you're a member, you get asked questions all the time. If you want to hang out with me, then you come what's called the big table. You come to what's called the Millionaire program, and you really get serious about a 3 to 5 year game. Super fun. So yes, start with Ask Loral, and then our team will call you. Do I have hope of the Canadians getting trust and enhanced? Yes. Oh my, I'm married to one. I'm married to a Canadian. And I'm just going to give you an interesting distinction between the U.S. and other countries. In America, there are 4+ trust entity structures you get to utilize. 81,000 pages of tax code. In Canada, I think there's 2 or 3 companies, 3,400 pages of tax code. 3,400 versus 81,000, which is why a lot of our our wealthier international clients actually do set up a U.S. company. A lot of them are here in Northern Nevada. Again, the company that does the companies and the trust and all of that actually take care of all that. And you legally get a lease. You can use the office, and you can come visit whenever you want. And it's a business deduction because you're doing a shareholder meeting with the very team who's holding your corporate compliance for you. Let's do more questions. These are fun. Of all the clients, what's the difference between the ones that become millionaires and the ones that don't? I would say engagement. Like, are you serious about doing the work? See, there's a lot of you, and I'm going to pick on a lot of you. I don't know if you're out there watching or not. I haven't seen the actual stream. I'm live to camera. But you've been here for years and you have not changed a darn thing. And we told you the same thing to do and you still won't do it. You still don't have a database. You still haven't got your marketing done. You've launched a book without a bestseller like strategy. I've told you what to do here. You go to the marketplace and you're still scared to make money. You got to break those habits. Like, if you do what we say when you say, and again, not advice giving, but there's a system to it, right? There are 10 steps. I can make it 7 steps. It's not about the exact steps, about what you did to yourself. We're going to meet you where you are, take you where you want to go. And we've literally done 12-month millionaires. When a recession hits, it's so volatile that there's just opportunities everywhere. Some of the greatest companies in the world, Amazon's one of them, has been born out of a recession and a necessity. Virgin, right? Richard Branson stranded on an island, needed a plane, needed to fly out. Cohn's one. Now look at how big Virgin became. So recessions create opportunities. You got to get close to us in our conversation. So what's different are those who engage and actually read the book and do the work. Read the checklist and do the work. That's the difference. It's engagement and get close. And don't stand back and say this doesn't work and stay in a complaint space. I can guarantee you one thing. You will be inconvenienced. I don't have time. I don't. Are you kidding? You're talking to me. Like, you don't tell me you don't have time. I'm a single parent. So am I. I've been divorced. So am I. Like, I think God put me through a lot of these little hoops just to make sure that I get to live through them to educate you, that you can live through them too. So it doesn't matter your circumstance. If you're attached to your story in the past, you're going to have a rough ride. All right. Other questions? My wife and I attended the big table several years ago. My only regret is not joining the big table sooner. Exactly. Thank you. And just keep coming. And yes, because of the pandemic, I mean, there was a period where we would meet as a big table. And I also owned a conference center in Lake Tahoe, which I sold in 1819, thank God, where we meet every month. Every month we'd meet, and you all know that. Now we're down to 2 live meetings, and we have online sessions. We meet every week online, and you have a coach. So we're still interacting. It's just, again, that engagement of, it's not as convenient. Yeah, it's not convenient. There's places like I can't go to Canada for lots of reasons, right? Because of the pandemic and the restrictions. There's places in the world I'll probably never go again because of my belief or my understanding, and I just choose that. So you got to engage and do it now. Don't get ready, because you don't know how to get ready, and don't get fixed because you don't know how to get fixed. Those are the 2 worst excuses, and number 1 and 2 excuses of I'll wait to join, or I can't afford it. You can afford anything you want. If your child was deathly ill, it'd be magical how you'd come up with the money to go get them the right treatment. It would be magical that you could fly, whether, to another country to get a cancer treatment or get whatever treatment your child needed. So unless you treat this seriously, it's just passively happened to you. I don't have pixie dust. I just, have a lot of experience I'm willing to share. All right. I want to work with your team. What's your next step? I love that. Oh, and Kingdom Finance, man, I I actually know who you are. I want to work with you. So you're just going to call right now and say yes. So call our office, 775-588-9200. Molly, Kristen, Chrissy, Lavelle, Dan, they're all right there answering phones. They will take your intake and they will get you out to our team, and we will have a conversation, and you say yes, and we get started. And we're really high touch. Like the minute you become my client at the big table, you get my cell phone. Like we talk all the time. And I help you pick your coach, and we help you navigate. So it's exciting. Can't wait to work with you guys. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. And you will never, isn't that fun? I love Kelly. Like, you're never going to take a vacation again. I swear to God, my poor children, we just got back from a month of really being together. It was awesome. But every one of them was a business trip. And we were in Dallas Saturday night together just before we flew out on Sunday. And it was just us 3. And they're like, Mom, do you think ever in our life, like, it's sort of the family joke that we never get to go on a vacation. Do you think ever we'll do it? I said, no, it's totally unacceptable. You don't get to go on a vacation because it's not a deduction. A business trip is a deduction. And when you own real estate and you have a wine business, and I have lots of different businesses, I'm doing a lot with Jordan Adler to send out cards now because I love sending gifts, super fun stuff. I have a lot of businesses because I want a lot of reasons to travel and do what I want to do and write them off as business trips. It's all legal. It's in the IRS code, and our CPA teams will show you how to do it. So I'm glad you're here, Kelly. And again, you are a great example of somebody who's leaned in and just got it started. Also a great example of someone who, if you don't mind me sharing a little bit privately, you know, your husband's doing his thing, but you know what he's doing? He's letting you be 100% supportive. I've actually never met him. I think you are married. It's my funny little joke to a lot of folks who come. You know what? If you want to do your dream, come here, do your dream, get really wealthy. You know what's going to happen when you actually make money? That person who may not be supporting or just standing by the side, they're going to lean in and say, dang, look at that. Like, this works. So bring your family, actually. We're a very family-oriented company. And another question, a Facebook user, how do you handle not having the support of your spouse? Oh, there we go. All right, perfect. So I call it silent support. So there's usually two reasons that I, dig in and find that your family or your spouse won't support you. Number one, you are a seminar junkie, or you're a programs junkie, so you buy everything and you do nothing. So then you're blowing family money. So why would they support you? Because you aren't doing anything they're telling you anyway, and they're not going to believe you're going to come here and do it differently. Now I'm going to kick your ass a little bit, because in my marketplace, and believe me, if I was live with you, I would force you to make money. Like, you have to learn to make money. That's what entrepreneurs do. Entrepreneurs just don't do their trade. They're the one living and breathing. Like, I'm working with some chiros and some dentists and some other health service providers right now, and they're like, I'm scared to bring these people in. Let's just use a chiropractor as an example, because they might rip off my clients. I said, no, you're hiring the wrong person. You want to hire the person who doesn't want to be the you, that doesn't want to do the marketing, doesn't want to do the sales. They don't want to be busy. They just want to crack backs. And I don't say that like disrespectfully, because I love chiropractors. So a lot of you don't know how to build a team around you, so you have a lot of threat. So back to your family. It's typically you're blowing family money and you haven't produced a result, so they're tired of it. And then the other side is they grew up in a very old-fashioned conservative family and they just don't understand. So what do? I would start here. Like, with a spouse or family member, I would have them listen to it. Say, would you at least give me an opportunity to do my dream and go create wealth for us and our family? And I want Loral and her team to do it. Because it's not just me, by the way. There's many times that, with these 10 steps, like, I'm not the bookkeeper, I'm not the CPA, again, I'm not the one with the license, I've never been, won't be. I'm the educator, I'm the facilitator, I'm the navigator of who you talk to when. I'm the sequence. Like, let's get you in the sequence. Because sequence is right time, right? It's the right thing in the right time, and it's the right speed, and you got to move. And how I became a faster millionaire is I was taught that by a mentor. He didn't use the words, but I figured it, like, oh, I've been doing that. See, a lot of you, here's another excuse out of sequence. I have to get out of debt and then I'll come work with you. I'm going to get you in debt. Like, I'm going to encourage you to go get in good debt and leverage, right? Aaron in Alaska, he's probably not out there tonight, but I mean, he's leveraging millions to go get his dream. He's already a millionaire, multi-millionaire, but he's taken good debt on for he and his family at levels that a lot of you would probably wouldn't go to sleep at night. So there's a lot you need to learn. There's some new context. And for you that have super negative folks, just say, you know what? Give me 3 to 6 months with Loral and her team. Give me silent support, which means don't be critical. We're not going to talk about it because you don't want to be engaged. And I got to say this too, though. Like, my husband and I have very, very, very different conversations about money and rules about it and the way we've raised our families in it. Right? We're fine. We're great. We do what we want. I do what I want. He does what he wants. And then we do what we want together, which is where we are now. So you're going to have to work that out. I would be happy to have a conversation with the other half and their negativity, or I wouldn't even say negativity, their fear. And what fear is lack of knowledge. So we got to get them smart. So again, have them listen to the book, have them be on the YouTube channel, have them be out here, have them be asking questions, and learn that there's a different way. It's not difficult, it's different. And it's the alternatives. Are we good? All right, so a couple calls to action. Go to makeyourkidsmillionaires.com. If you don't want to wait for it to be shipped, go to Amazon because it has our ebook and audio book. Go to askloral.com. Ask any question at any time. And then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe and listen. Like, I need you to binge watch it. In fact, I need so many watchers and so much watch time. I'm willing to credit you $750 towards a new tuition if you watch, not in money, in credit towards tuition, if you watch 25 hours. That's a pretty good negotiation. Isn't that the deal? You watch 25 hours. There's a way that Steve can prove that you actually watched him. And whatever you want to do, we'll credit $750 of tuition credit, not money, towards your next thing with us. So there you go. And that's actually what I would encourage your negative spouse or family member to do. Go binge watch. Go learn something new. Come back, let's have a new conversation. And ask the questions. So again, askloral.com is our place we want you to go tonight. It's only $17 a month. We'll ask questions from all over the world and can't wait to work with you. Hope you've enjoyed our first YouTube Live. Appreciate the team, especially the two gentlemen here that were, I shouldn't say scrambling. We were just creatively getting it done. And then in the middle of our YouTube videos today, we lost our electricity. This is just God's way of saying, are you serious about doing this? And we're like, a hell yes. So thanks for being out. Appreciate you guys. Be back next time. So this is Loral, and you've been listening to my podcast. If you've enjoyed this, I have a couple things you can do that are completely up to you. Number one, take my quiz. Go to integratedwealthsystems.com and take the quiz. You will find that there's one of 4 personalities, financial personalities we call them, that you're going to fall into. So as you take the quiz, it'll actually go through and identify, are you in stagnant cash flow, right? Are you overpaying taxes? Do you have debt issues? Are you a lifestyle junkie? Where are you? And then from there, it goes to a video that actually gives you some solutions on how to correct that problem. So again, go to integratedwealthsystems.com, take my quiz, and we'll go from there.
Thanks for listening to the Real Money Talks podcast. Your host has been Loral Langemeier, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View. Want to learn more about off-Wall Street investing, tax strategies, and multi-million-dollar business strategies? Visit liveoutloud.com/podcast for past episodes, show notes, and resources. For some special wealth-building gifts only for Loral's podcast listeners, visit liveoutloud.com/podcast gifts. Do you have a burning question for Loral? Visit askloral.com to submit your question, and it may just be covered on a podcast episode. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to get new episodes every week.